let's get started. So a little bit about my background. The reason I'm doing this session in some ways and specifically working more on the Cosmos side is I wish I'd sent both my daughters who are at wonderful colleges now, but I wish I had actually taken the time to send them to Cosmos. I did not. And in some ways, it's a mea culpa moment where I feel like I should have done more as a parent when I was not a counselor to send them. They went to great schools. Shreya went to Columbia, Diaz at Santa Clara, and they're doing great in their life. But if I had made a tactical approach from their 8th grade onwards to every year, try them to get into Cosmos or in Santa Barbara or SIP or UC Irvine, any of the UC programs, or many other summer programs, I think they would have gone to better schools. They would have had better careers. I can't complain because they're still doing really well, but that's something which stays with me. So I'm hoping you as parents will make the effort to go to programs like Cosmos. They are competitive. They are very hard to get into, but every year when your child makes the attempt to try to go to these schools or gets rejected, or says, I don't like a particular major that you're trying to get me into a cluster into, that's a great learning opportunity. So just for that, every year you should make an attempt to go to UC Cosmos. They do replicate the process of college admissions really well. And with their, the acceptance, the choice of the clusters, the choice of the campus, the whole personal essay format, it's not there in most other summer programs as well as Cosmos has defined. So in fact, in some ways, if you finish the Cosmos application, you'll end up actually getting quite a ways along even with other summer applications, which is why most of my students will start with Cosmos. Okay, so we've got a very good track record. So far, 12 of our students in the last 3 years got accepted in Cosmos. We feel very good about it. Keep throwing questions in the Q&A session every so often. When I will take a breather, I will look at the Q&A questions and I'll answer those as well. Okay. So in this session, we'll talk about what changed or what has changed about Cosmos, how my own thinking has changed over the last 2-3 years since I did my last webinar on Cosmos, which many of you have seen on YouTube. Thank you so much for liking it, subscribing to our channel. But why, like I said, the focus on summer programs and the focus on Cosmos is simply because it builds that muscle in you as a student to attempt, to fail, to change the way you think. Observe how you apply to different clusters year over year. Now, obviously, Cosmos is not as focused on humanities. Santa Barbara is, Santa Cruz has some of those too, but most of the components that Cosmos has are interdisciplinary math and science. And in some ways, that's a muscle you do need to build in this economy. Okay? If you get rejected in a particular cluster 1 year, there's no reason to move to another cluster the following year. Stay with that cluster, show your improvement, and at some point you'll get in. My summer programming in general, or planning for summer programs, is something which we plan every year for our students. And it's a part of my business practice, guided research, independent research, going into summer programs. The quality of the summer programs matters. So this is kind of at a very high level from 8th to 12th, a summer plan, academic plan, annual plan, 4-year plan for the students in high school, something which reflects, you can see how summer programs are so important to us. And frankly, 8th through 11th graders, 50 to 80% of our work is in getting them in good quality summer programs. The process typically starts in December for planning which programs to go into. Like most of my students have gone through a cycle with me to plan this, which summer programs they're going to apply to. Most will apply to anywhere between 3 to 5 summer programs, depending upon their age. Juniors will apply to 5, and the rigor also changes. They put together resumes, they start doing essay reviews, and they also start sending out recommendation requests to their teachers to be part of their application. In junior year, the focus gets even more rigorous around the kind of summer programs they apply for, and focus on activities, spiking what they've done in the past. So if you notice, Cosmos has one section which it asks specifically about the activities. And what 2 activities have you worked on which you want us to know about? That's very meaningful. I mean, the personal essay is meaningful, the choice of cluster is, but the choice of activities you put in over there, what you did, what kind of leadership you showed over there is a very critical component of the application. So we cover a lot of that in these few years with you. It's no wonder that most of my students land up going to phenomenal schools. And one big reason is because year over year, they persistently try to get into good summer programs. Could be just local, could be outside the state, but we apply to very good schools, and that's what gets them into very good programs, because that becomes the differentiator. These are not pay-for-play programs, Cosmos types. These are academic programs. You have to really work hard to get into them, and it shows in the kind of schools the students get into. No one counselor can provide that skill set that you need for summer program planning. You could have an admissions counselor helping you, like myself, planning for visits for summer programs, putting together a strategy, the research of the programs. Like obviously this is more for colleges as well, but it applies. The trifecta framework applies the same way, which is you need a admissions counselor like myself who understands summer programs really well. You need somebody who can do executive functioning for you, which can help you stay on top of your goals, timelines, because these are very rigorous, just the application process starting in January. We'll be meeting with students once a week to figure out a plan. So plan for that. Even if you don't have a counselor, if you don't use somebody outside, plan for having a framework, a timeline, and a date by which you're going to get things done. And obviously you need somebody with soft skills to write essay writing skills. Some of this is obviously with the student, but no one counselor can provide all of these skills. So I have a whole team of people working with me who actually help the students write essays, work with them to brainstorm in their own voice what they want to say. And of course, then they have executive function coaches and operations staff as well. So that's the value proposition. What we do it in a very individualized approach, very unlimited sessions for our students, personalized one-on-one attention and expertise in all areas of summer program applications and college applications. Here's the agenda, what we'll go over now to review the different aspects of Cosmos.